Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you into the Tax Slayer pregame show here on the Green Jacket Baseball Network. My name is Noah Adcock-Howarth, and we are moments away from Game 2 between the Charleston River Dogs and Augusta Green Jackets this week. Always a pleasure to have you with us across Bally Live, MILB TV, and the Green Jacket Radio Network on greenjacketsbaseball.com. Augusta falling via shutout last night in the series opener. Charleston scoring a couple in the middle innings off of Ethan Bagwell, tacking on a handful late against the bullpen, but there was no need to even add on, as soon as Charleston took the lead, the pitching staff did the rest. Trey Poozer, Danny Ilario, and Caleb Corbett combining for Charleston's league-high 10th shutout of the season. Poozer in his first game at the single-A level as a pro went 4 scoreless with 2 hits and 5 Ks. Ilario got the win with 3 one-hit innings, his second decision since being promoted. Augusta mustered only 4 hits. 3 of them came from Owen Carey, who continues to swing the bat well in his first professional season. Also got a walk from Douglas Glaude and a single from Cody Miller, but there was not much to write home about offensively. For Charleston on the offensive side, all 9 batters reached base at least once. A very powerful day at the bottom of the order for Jose Monzon, who went 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs and also scored a run. RBI double from Mateo iced things down in the 9th. Angel Mateo continues to be a thorn in Augusta's side. Charleston has pitched incredibly well all year long. Augusta, Charleston, and the Fayetteville Woodpeckers are at the top of the Carolina League in nearly every pitching base category. And we have got a whale of a pitcher's duel on deck for you tonight as we introduce the starting pitchers, brought to you by Osmond's Cleaners and Laundry. First, for the River Dogs, one of the most prolific starters in the league at just 19 years old, Jose Urbina takes the ball. Urbina seeing the Green Jackets for the 3rd time this year. He'll make his 18th start of 2025, all with Charleston, and Jose leading the league in earned run average. Urbina's opposing ERA this year, a minuscule 1.72 in his first full season with Charleston. Urbina, low walks and hits per innings pitched, decent strikeout numbers, just about 1 per inning. Very hard-throwing right-hander, mixes in a firm change and a darting slider, and Urbina has been nearly untouchable this year. There's no yes but when it comes to his game. What you see on the scorecard is what he shows you every time he goes out. Lefties versus righties, home versus road, day versus night. There are no discernible splits where Urbina has shown a sign of weakness. Tampa Bay is one of the best developmental organizations in all of professional baseball. Charleston's been affiliated with the Rays since 2021, and year after year, you see these pop-up style pitchers, arms that came in with a little bit of prospect pedigree, but they take a huge step when they make it to Joseph P. Riley Park. It was Gary Gill-Hill who did that last year and rose into Charleston's top 10 prospects. Urbina has moved to number 19 in the top 30 for Tampa Bay already, and by the time they re-rank in the next few weeks, he'll likely be knocking on the door of the top 10 himself. Urbina competing with Gill-Hill and Brody Hopkins to be the best pitcher in Tampa Bay's arm-heavy system. He's already 1-0 against Augusta this year. Urbina's 7-1 record has not taken a losing decision since opening weekend. Augusta countering with their most highly regarded prospect, lefty Cam Caminiti, making start number 9 with the Green Jackets this year. Second against Charleston, Atlanta's first-round pick last summer, and the number 59 prospect in all of professional baseball. Cam's got a 2.37 ERA this year. He does not have a win, has only gone 5 innings or more on 1 occasion. Cam continuously has 1 long frame that bites him in the rear. But Caminiti, 4 scoreless innings in each of his last 2 outings. And there's a little bit of redemption on his mind, as back in May when we were in Charleston, Caminiti and Urbina squared off in Game 1 of a Sunday doubleheader. It was one of the hottest days of the year. It came on the heels of a rainout where Caminiti was supposed to pitch. And so Cam just didn't quite look like himself. He didn't strike out a batter, and he left with the training staff after just 2 1/3. Ended up being nothing more than heat-based fatigue. Caminiti was all right to get right back into the rotation the next time up. But now a second chance for him, And if Cam is able to perform the way he has the last couple games out, then we are definitely in for a very impressive duel. Urbina got the win last time those two teams matched up, and Charleston looking to keep up their winning ways this week as they ended a 4-game losing streak last night. Looking at the Cintas standings board, Charleston 6.5 games back of first place in the South Division. Charleston currently in third behind Myrtle Beach, who has the league's best record at 26-10. Hickory just a half game ahead of the River Dogs, 21-15. Green Jackets at 500 on the second half of the year, 18-18, and 4 games above 500 overall. Green Jackets 8 games out of first. They would need a heck of a run and a little bit of help to sniff their first playoff appearance since 2019. Charleston has won the second half each of the last 4 years. Columbia, the Fireflies, await whoever wins the second half South Division. On the northern side, the Carolina Mudcats have now dropped 5 straight games, 4 against Augusta and 1 last night as well. And so the Fredericksburg Nationals are a half game out of first as they try to chase down Carolina. Mudcats looked like they were going to win the first half. They imploded in the month of June and gave the first half birth to the Lynchburg Hillcats. Now Fredericksburg is winning like crazy. They picked up a W over Myrtle Beach last night. And Carolina, who was already struggling when their offense was at full strength, now the Mudcats have to go on without 2 of their top prospects in Jesus Made and Luis Pena, both of whom were promoted. It's going to be rough sledding for Carolina for the rest of the way. Divisional round will start in the second full week of September. But we've got a lot of baseball to get to before then. Green Jackets in their green alternates for the first time this week. Charleston will turn to the road grays after winning in the Navy road jerseys last night. And Caminiti has made his way to the mound. Green Jackets have won 8 of their last 12 games here at home. The starting pitchers have an ERA of 1.3 in that time. Caminiti looking to continue the trend against the River Dogs on the other side of the anthem. Much better weather this weekend after a rain-delayed start last night. The Green Jackets under sunny skies will take on the Charleston River Dogs for the second game out of 6 here in North Augusta. If you're just joining us, my name is Noah Adcock-Howarth, welcoming you in onto the Green Jacket Baseball Network from SRP Park along the banks of the Savannah River. Charleston got their league-high 10th shutout of the season last night. Trey Poozer, Danny Ilario, and Caleb Corbett shutting down the Green Jackets in a 7-0 win. River Dogs put the bat to work last night, and they get a big bonus at the top of the order today. Theo Gillen back in the lineup after missing the last couple games with a slight knee issue. Gillen will DH, and the top prospect on this roster for Charleston will lead off. Alberth Palma's behind him with Narciso Polanco and Angel Mateo hitting third and fourth. Ryan McCoy slides to first base. He played left field last night. Jeter Garcia will catch instead of Nathan Flewelling. Jose Contreras is at left. Jose Perez is at third. And Xavier Guillen out in right field. 4 men called Jose on this Charleston roster. 3 of them in the lineup tonight. Contreras, Perez, and the starting pitcher Jose Urbina. On the mound for Augusta, the Braves' #1 prospect and the only top 100 prospect in the system, 18-year-old Cam Caminiti. 19th birthday coming up in a couple days. He's already established himself as a legitimate weapon at the pro ranks. 8 starts, a 2.37 ERA this year, and he struck out a very impressive 43 batters in just over 30 innings. Caminiti left due to fatigue when he saw Charleston 2 months ago. That was a heat-related issue. But tonight, full health and looking to keep his scoreless streak going. Cam has gone 4 scoreless in each of his last 2 outings. Good matchup right off the bat. Theo Gillen will dig in to get this game started. On a sunny Wednesday evening in North Augusta, the first pitch fastball is fouled back as we begin just a minute early at 7:04 p.m. 79 degrees with a light breeze out to right field at a park that always has the ball traveling anyway, it feels like. 0-1 on Gillen is at the letters for a called strike 2. Caminiti 4-seam, 2-seam slider, and changeup. And he will use all 4 to lefties and righties alike. Very good punch-out numbers for Caminiti. He had 7 in 4 innings last game against Carolina. No balls and 2 strikes on the leadoff man, Gillen. Caminiti out of the stretch, and it is tipped off the glove of Burgess. Couldn't quite hold on the foul tip. Elevated 94. Cam's been up to 97 this year. Has a bit more comfort with the 2-seam than the 4, but the 4-seam plays better at the letters. Gillen deep in the left-handed box. Check swing, and he held back in plenty of time. Breaking ball, the first of the day for Caminiti. Changeup was ahead of the slider when he joined the professional ranks, but the breaking ball has improved day by day. Still ahead 1-2 on the game's first batter. And Gillen goes down swinging, flailing on the off-speed, and one top 100 prospect strikes out the other as Cam gets a leadoff K. Caminiti has not gone 5 innings since his season debut back on June 7th, so he's still looking for his first pro win. Across 13 professional games, Caminiti 0-3. Trying to change that here today. The shortstop Alberth Palma steps in, and he takes a called strike. That was 96 on the fastball. Palma, the first righty to see Caminiti, was hitless yesterday, did walk and steal a base. And Palma out in front of the off-speed, 0-2. Caminiti attacking with everything he possesses. Charleston low on strikeouts as an offense and low on walks as a pitching staff. Have to earn every out you get. Caminiti's 0-2 is high and outside. Overcooked a bit at 95. Swing and miss stuff has been impeccable for Caminiti. And he just looks physically and mentally far more mature than his 18 years suggest. Fastball ladled back to keep Palma alive. Cam's had some frustration, especially second time through the order. Some of these long at-bats don't generally end poorly for him, but 2-strike foul balls have become a bit of an issue. And you saw one there after Gillen did the same thing. Another 2-2, and it's fouled off of the catcher, shin guard. Went back to the well on the secondary, trying to bury it underneath the knees. Palmer keeps the fight alive, and he will see a 6-pitch in his at-bat after Gillen needed 6 to K. Cam from the stretch, outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Video board said 3-2. Now it flashes to 2-2. And so that's the count we're going to work with. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Palma. And he hooks it foul wide of Augusta's dugout. Good battle between Caminiti and Palma. There have been so many strikeouts for Caminiti. That's part of why the pitch count continues to be a bit of a problem. And he's also on a short leash, has not gone more than 75 as a pro. 8th pitch of the at-bat to Palma. And he bounces it softly back up the middle. Cody Miller behind the second base bag will make the play. 2 up, 2 down. The rest of the defense for Augusta, Owen Carey in left, Eric Hartman in center, Luis Guanipa's in the right. First game in nearly 2 weeks for him. John Heel, Cody Miller on the left side of the diamond. Juan Mateo, Joe Olsavsky on the right. And the catcher is Colin Burgess, who more often than not is the man who's behind the dish when Caminiti's on the mound. Narciso Polanco steps in, 2 for 4 with 2 steals and an RBI yesterday. There were base runners after base runners for Charleston in the 7-0 win, where they totaled 12 hits, 3 walks, and 2 hit by pitches. Fastball off the outside corner to Polanco. Charleston, a good balanced lineup today. 3 lefties, 2 switch hitters, and 4 right-handers. The 1-0 is wrapped on the ground to first, backhanded by Olsavsky. He will flip to Caminiti, and the former two-way makes the out. A 1-2-3 inning for Cam. He retires the side quickly with 2 ground balls and a strikeout. Jose Urbina taking the mound when we come back to SRP Park in North Augusta. A full line change, hockey style, from last night. All four men who sat for the Green Jackets are in the order for interim skipper Brad Stoll. Hartman, Heel, Miller, and Carey, the same top four from last night. Juan Mateo takes over the 5-hole and second base. Luis Guanipa behind him, Nick Montgomery DHing with Colin Burgess at 8 and Joe Olsavsky at 9 against Jose Urbina. Carolina League's leader in ERA at just 19 years old. A 1.72 earned run average in 16 starts. And his first pitch of the day rifles to the outside corner at 95. Urbina fastball, slider, changeup. Big time arm for the Venezuelan native. 0-1 on Hartman. And a half-hearted swing. Hartman was late on 97, ticking it back towards the net. Urbina, as dominant as they come, he has announced himself on a national level. 0-2 pitch, and Hartman takes the high fastball. The four-seamer is 95 to 98 for Urbina. He's got a very firm changeup and a sweeping slider to go with it. Hasn't shown either secondary yet. And there's the first one, and it goes all the way to the backstop. That looked like it was supposed to be a changeup, but it whiffed out of the hand, and that ball was nowhere close. A Euchre special, 2-2. Hartman hitless in yesterday's game in the leadoff spot. Outside ball 3. That saw Eric close out a 6-game hitting streak, his second longest of the year. 20th round pick last summer out of the Canadian prep ranks. He's worked the count full against Urbina. And he lofts this one out into right field. Xavier Guillen in front of the warning track will make the catch for out number 1. Good job by Hartman after falling behind 0-2 to present a good AB. But Urbina beats him with the fastball low. And the leadoff out is recorded for Jose Urbina. John Heel is the next batter. Third base for the second straight night. Still getting used to that position. John was the everyday shortstop for the first 4 months. Sweeping slider drops in for a called strike 1. First breaking ball of the day for Urbina. You'll generally see the slider more to righties and the changeup more to lefties. 0-1 on Heel. Too far outside. There are more infield options now than there were for most of the year. Heel having to contend for time at short with Cody Miller and Juan Mateo to an extent. Fastball outside corner 1-2 at 97. Heel played a bit of third in his 2 years of rookie ball. So it's not as much learning the position or even relearning as it is about getting back comfortable. 1-2 count on John Heel. And he cracks this one out to right center field. Going back Mateo, and in front of the wall he makes the catch. Couple decently hit fly balls to the opposite side, but 2 outs recorded by Urbina. Defense for Charleston in their gray uniforms. Contreras, Mateo, and Guillen across the outfield. Perez and Palma on the left side. Polanco and McCoy on the right. The catcher is Jeter Garcia. And here is the aforementioned Cody Miller at shortstop for the second straight night. Miller, first pitch swinging, puts this out to right field. A busy inning for Guillen. And he makes the catch. 3 balls out towards the warning track in right. And Urbina faces the minimum. 1-2-3 first for both teams and no score to go with it. Caminiti back on the hill next. Both starting pitchers went 1-2-3 in the first. Caminiti mixed in a strikeout with 2 ground balls. And now Angel Mateo leads off for the River Dogs. Mateo, a 2 RBI double, sealed the game late last night. Final couple runs put up by Charleston in the 7-0 victory for them. Mateo, 288 on the year, a league-high 66 RBIs. Charleston has the best overall record in the division, despite not being in first in either the first or second halves. They've been the model of consistency. Caminiti, first pitch off speed on the inner third. Uncomfortable half swing from Mateo. It was a strike anyway. That's the sweeping slider at 81 for Caminiti. Right back to Mateo, and this time too far outside. Went to the changeup off of it. Winston Sawyer, Brad Stoll, whoever's in charge on the day that Caminiti throws, along with Elvanina, the pitching coach, love to have Burgess back there as this is bounced out to second. Early chance for Juan Mateo, and he retires Angel Mateo for out number 1. But Burgess, who spent 4 years catching in the SEC, then went to the Tigers organization, independent ball, and now here with the Braves, is very good at calling a game. He's also very much the kind of outspoken leader you want to have from the catching position. And he gives a bit of guidance and mentorship to Caminiti and also Raven Antonio, who he catches a bunch. This is Ryan McCoy, the first baseman. He swings over top of the slider for strike one. McCoy 2 for 4 yesterday in his first game at SRP Park. Was not on the Charleston roster when the River Dogs came here in April. 0-1. Slider circles in for a called strike two. Home plate umpire is Elena Giorgio, third series she's done Augusta this year. Brandon Smith is out in the field. He had the plate last night as part of this rotating two-person crew. 0-2. Outside, good take from McCoy. Giorgio, one of 3 female umpires at the single-A level in 2025. And a little bit of corresponding news coming out in a similar vein today. Half-hearted swing for McCoy. On the appeal, he went around. Pair of strikeouts for Caminiti in his first 5 batters. But that tangential piece of information, it was announced this afternoon that AAA umpire Jen Powell will be getting the call up to to Major League Baseball to do the weekend series between the Braves and Marlins. So she will be the first female umpire to work a regular season game in Major League history. Jeter Garcia whips the high fastball back, 0-1. Powell's been in minor league baseball as an umpire for about a decade. When she broke in, she was just the 7th female umpire in pro history. And now she'll get the call. She'll have the plate Sunday in that affair. Change-up outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Garcia 1 for 3 yesterday. Also stole his second base of the year. Dogs were a perfect 6 for 6 swiping bases last night. Fastball on the inside corner, called a strike as Caminiti finds 95 in his bag. Looking for back-to-back perfect innings to begin his day. Count 1-2 on the catcher, Garcia. Cam out of the stretch. In the dirt, good hold for Jeter Garcia. Caminiti trusting all 3 pitches early. He's been a bit more slider heavy the last couple starts, and that has continued over today. Also has posted zeros in each of his last 2 games, so there could be a correlation. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Garcia fouls it away. River Dogs continuing to make Caminiti work with 2 strikes. Do not go down without a fight very often. Corner outfielders play Garcia deeply. Hartman the most shallow of the 3 out in center. Another 2-2. Outside ball 3. Changeup started and stayed outside. We saw last time out against Carolina, the changeup was not as consistent as it usually is for Caminiti, but he still worked 4 scoreless. Full count on Garcia, and he takes a called strike 3 on the corner. 95 painted on the inner edge, 6 up, 6 down for Caminiti. 3 fly ball outs and a perfect first for Jose Urbina. Both Hartman and Miller hit the ball decently hard, but either at or just in front of the warning track, the play was made all 3 times. Urbina starting for a 2nd time here at SRP and a 3rd time against the Green Jackets. In 11 innings, he's allowed just 3 runs and 5 hits with 10 Ks. Did give up a home run here against Mason Guerra back in April. Green Jackets with the ball flying today, looking to tag him once again. Owen Carey leads off and puts this one in the air out to right field. Continuing to target Xavier Guillen, and he makes yet another catch. Urbina, 11-pitch first inning. He gets his first out of the 2nd on just 1 delivery. Carey dropped the barrel on that. Looked like he got just underneath the center cut fastball. Urbina aggressive in the zone today. Here's Juan Mateo, youngest player on the roster, turned 18 just a couple months ago. And he takes ball 1 inside at 95. Mateo, after the conclusion of the FCL season, getting bumped up to Single-A Augusta in his 2nd year of professional baseball. Mateo takes it high, 2-0. Juan started his career with a full summer in the Dominican Summer League last year. 2 levels of stateside ball in 25. Hitters count for Mateo. Outside ball 3. Mateo's got a .250 average in a baker's dozen ball games. Also has driven in 7. Went 6 for 18 against Carolina with 4 RBIs. Had a great week at the dish. 3-0 count for Urbina, and he grooves it down the center. Mateo continuously rocking back and forth in the left-handed box. Has not threatened to swing yet. Urbina right back to the windup. And Mateo pops this out to shallow left field. First chance for Contreras, and he makes the catch. 5 fly ball outs issued by Jose Urbina. Fastball high and outside was riding away from Mateo, and like Carey, Miller, and Hartman before him, dropped the hands just a bit. A lot of fastballs, and Urbina's getting nothing but outs. Here's Luis Guanipa, starting for the first time in 12 days. Out in right field, Guanipa takes ball 1. Missed a little bit high. Guanipa was on the temporarily inactive list at the final 2 games of the road trip to Hickory. The 1-0 is roped out to deep left field. Contreras just looking back, and he will watch this one go. First single-A home run for Luis Guanipa. The dad's strength is real. First at bat, back in action, and he scorches it over the wall for a solo shot. That is a TaxSlayer Slade hit up and over the left field wall. 378 the distance, turned 96 around, and hit it off the facade out in left. And the Green Jackets lead like that, 1-0. 2 outs for Nick Montgomery. He's first pitch swinging and pops it foul towards the dugout of Charleston. Chase from Garcia out of play. Barely got halfway through saying Guanipa on the temporarily inactive list as he and his wife welcomed a baby girl. Then dealing with a lower body malady of the minor variation. Did not play against Carolina. And that's his 7th pro home run. Slider at the knees, called a strike. 0-2 on Montgomery. Right at the bottom of the zone. Urbina looking to bounce back after the 2-out homer. Montgomery at the ready. Tips the fastball off the glove of Garcia. And time is called. Elena Giorgio is saying catcher's interference. She's saying that the bat caught a piece of Garcia's glove, and Montgomery will jog down to first, as Sean Smedley, unsurprisingly, wants to disagree from the Riverdog dugout. Smedley not happy, but Elena Giorgio's right on top of that call, and she saw and heard something that enabled Montgomery to reach base. He's on via the catcher's interference, and the inning continues. Luis Guanipa's first Green Jacket home run makes it 1-0. Now Colin Burgess batting with a man aboard. First at bat of the series for Burgess. First pitch swinging, ladles it up the middle. Backhanded by Polanco, and he will step on second to get the catcher running. Little jam shot for Colin ends the inning, but the Green Jackets strike first, 1-0, courtesy of Luis Guanipa. Cam Caminiti pitching with a lead for the first time. 1-0 Augusta after 2 innings. The only hit for either team. Solo home run for Luis Guanipa. Still a top 15 prospect in this system. This was a big prove-it year for Guanipa, and he missed the first half with a wrist injury. But if he can show off power like that, he's going to be fun to watch for a long time. Jose Contreras leads off and takes ball 1 below the knees. Contreras, Perez, and Guillen do up against Caminiti. A true righty and then 2 switch hitters versus the left-hander. 1-0 misses low. Contreras, very quick runner, hitting .209 since being called up from the complex. Only his 14th game with the River Dogs. 2-0. Fastball fouled away off the top of the netting behind home. Contreras, one of 3 newcomers to the order today, along with Perez and Gillen. The only man we have not seen yet this week is the 3rd switch hitter on the roster, and that's Ricardo Gonzalez. Count 2-1. Cam looking for a quick inning, and he misses outside, ball 3. This is one of those situations that Elvin Nina has worked very hard to prepare his pitchers for and is a rite of passage in terms of a young arm's development. Can you post a shutdown inning after your team gave you the lead? And Contreras works the leadoff walk, first base runner against Cam. Leadoff walks, just like 2-out walks, will come back to bite you more often than not. Cam always out of the stretch with that oh-so-simple delivery, and he'll stay there against Jose Perez. Worth noting that Perez is a switch hitter on the roster, but he is hitting lefty against the left-hander Caminiti. Perez takes strike 1. Cam certainly fine with him swinging left-handed. Caminiti not notable splits one way or the other. The strikeout numbers are equally high, but they're better against left-handers. 2 looks at first. Caminiti delivers and misses outside. Runners nearly 84% successful against catcher Colin Burgess. He's retired 10 of 62 would-be base stealers. Fastball cut through and missed. A big swing from Perez, and he pulled himself off. Momentum flying towards the first base coach, Francisco Leandro. Caminiti ahead 1-2. The pitch, fastball off the corner, and Burgess dropped it on the frame attempt. 93 towards the edge, a good presentation. Maybe you get a call, but it was a bit outside anyway. Contreras at first after the leadoff walk. Caminiti picks over, a well-read move, and Contreras is in standing. Skipper Sean Smedley in the third base coaching box relaying the signs. He's had his team very aggressive this year and last year. Another 2-strike delivery, and it's tapped foul to keep the at-bat going. Cam has not gone past the 4th in any of his last 7 appearances. It was the 3rd inning where he ran out of juice against Charleston way back in June and left without a K. Perez keeps the fight going, but he goes down swinging on the breaking ball. A deep bend at the knees. Perez trying to go against the chin-high slider, and he's the 4th strikeout victim against Cam Caminiti. Xavier Guillen will turn around and bat right-handed. There's only 2 left-handed pitchers on Augusta's roster. Shoemaker, who threw in relief yesterday, and Caminiti on the mound today. First pitch to Guillen. He tries to bunt it and fouls it backwards. Center cut breaking ball. And Guillen, who was running halfway out of the box by the time he made contact, could not get that one down fair. Heel will stay in at third base. Olsavsky holding the runner on at first. Contreras a bit further off. 0-1, outside. Guillen 1 for 3 yesterday. He also worked a walk. And once he got aboard, he stole 2nd and 3rd in 3 pitches. Charleston 6 of 6 yesterday off of Nick Montgomery. The 1-1 cut through and missed. Guillen late on the fastball at 93. Cam's been up to 96 today. Theo Gillen and the top of the order waiting on deck. Infield in double play depth. Green Jackets turned 2 last night. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Guillen. 5 strikeouts in Caminiti's first 9 batters. And boy, very few pitchers at this level can rack up the Ks like Cam Caminiti can. Here's the pitcher versus batter battle that everybody wanted to see. Gillen versus Caminiti, the top 2 prospects on each roster. First pitch slider on the outside corner, called a strike by Elena Giorgio. Gillen went down swinging to open the ball game. Had missed the couple games previously with knee soreness. Nothing to be overly concerned about for the young DH. Cam looks long and hard over at first, then comes home. Off speed outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Gillen did have some time on the injured list back in April, but Tampa Bay's first-round pick from 2024 has turned in a very strong first pro season since getting healthy. 1-1 is lifted out to shallow left field. Carey was playing deep, battling the last rays of sun. He makes the catch. River Dogs get their first base runner on the walk, but Cam gets the next 3 hitters, and he's got 3 hitless frames to his credit. Back at it in North Augusta, SRP Park has housed Green Jacket baseball since 2018 and housed the Braves single-A affiliate since 2021. Augusta leading the River Dogs 1-0 through 2.5. Solo shot for Guanipa, the only hit for either team. It's Olszewski, Hartman, and Heel 9-1-2 against Jose Urbina. Joe's first at bat of the week, and Olszewski takes a called strike 1. 95 right down the center. Urbina continues to work in the big part of the zone, especially first time through. Slider misses high and tight to even the count. Olszewski's second summer with the Green Jackets, spent the first half of 25 up in High A Rome, and is now splitting first base duties with Hayden Freeze. Olszewski in front of the breaking ball, tight spinner from Urbina. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Urbina, especially in the first half, when he got hit, the long ball tended to be an issue, but he had been better up until tonight in terms of controlling that high-level contact. 1-2. Tapped away, Olszewski keeps himself alive. That home run, the first one hit off of Urbina since June 7th when the Mudcats got him for 1. Had been 7 straight starts without a long ball. Target outside, and the fastball misses up at 96. Urbina signed for a relatively low bonus when he was picked up by Tampa Bay in the international market. Slider flown out to center field. Fly balls galore today. Mateo in front of the track, and Angel Mateo makes the play. Leadoff man retired for the 3rd consecutive inning, and 6 of 7 outs for Urbina have come via the fly ball. He's gotten Guillen, Mateo, and Contreras all involved. Back to the top of the order for Eric Hartman. First pitch swinging on the breaking ball. He taps it out away. Bit of a slower curveball delivery there. A bit more depth than we saw on the sweeping slider early as well. Hartman flew out to right his first at bat. Urbina efficient pitch count through 2 1/3. Hartman drops a beautiful bunt down the third base line. Urbina trying to field his position, not in time. A great effort from Jose Urbina. He scampered off the mound, barehanded and fired to first, but Hartman, well-located bunt, perfect speed down the line, and he's got his first hit in 2 games. Second hit off of Urbina, first one that stays in the yard. 1 on, 1 out for John Heel. Hartman's got 35 steals this year. Second on the active roster. There he goes on the first pitch. Heel drives it out to deep right field. Guillen going back. He will make the catch. Throw comes into first, and Hartman's in just ahead of the throw. Heel's eyes lit up on 95 down the gut, but he was late, trying to go the other way, and Hartman, it was all he could do to get back. Eric had gotten such a good jump. If Heel lets that go by, Hartman is all but certainly into second. Instead, Heel is now flown out twice, and Hartman stays at first with Cody Miller batting. Urbina picks over. Hartman's back in with the dive. Winston Sawyer, the Green Jacket manager, out this week, so Brad Stoll is the interim manager. He moves from coaching first to coaching third. Ryan Castile is the first base coach. First pitch breaking ball has Miller out in front. Castile in his first year coaching with the Braves organization. Handled base runners and some defensive work in the Florida Complex League this year. Comes up to help out Stoli. Nothing in 1 on Miller. Hartman a bit further off. Slide step and the pitch misses high. Green Jackets have been aggressive all year under Stoll and Sawyer's guidance. and Augusta was 2 of 2 yesterday. Have to be a bit more careful with 2 outs. 1-1 on Miller, and he swings and tips the breaking ball back into the mid, a high slider. The location hasn't been picture perfect for Urbina today, but he's only given up 2 hits. Gotten away with a couple spots, and that tells you all you need to know about his stuff, where the fastball can be grooved and still get outs. He has Miller in a 2-strike count. Urbina looking for his first K. There goes Hartman. Fastball's outside. Called strike 3, and that will end the inning. Hartman took the base, but it is called strike 3 on the corner, and Miller goes down looking. Bunt single and nothing else for Augusta. Green Jackets leading by 1 after 3 innings. 3 hitless innings for Caminiti. He'll now face Charleston's center of the order for the second time. Palma, Polanco, and Mateo due up in the top of the 4th. A run on 2 hits for Augusta. Also had a man reach via catcher's interference. Goes in as Jeter Garcia's 5th error of the season. Palma's first at bat was a ground out to shortstop. Caminiti in 10 batters has 5 Ks and a walk. Also 3 grounders and a pop-up. First pitch of the inning is roped down the right field line and foul. Palma a bit behind on the running fastball. No planned piggyback arm today. Caminiti looking to stretch himself out a bit more. Trying to get through 4 scoreless for the 3rd straight night. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. It was a pitcher's duel early yesterday. Neither side got on the board until Charleston pushed across 2 in the top of the 5th. 1-1 fastball a bit up and in. Palma ahead in the count once more. Once Charleston got in front, they methodically added on 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and 2 in the 9th for the 7-0 shutout. 2-1 count for Palma. Takes it at the knees. Just down, says Elena Giorgio. Bottom of the zone has been there more often than not through the first 3+ innings. Hitters count for Palma as he leads off the inning. Cam from the stretch. Fastball, down ball 4. Back-to-back innings begin with a walk. Couple close misses against Palma, and he's aboard. 2 free passes issued by Caminiti. Charleston saw him back in June and worked a career-high 4 walks. Caminiti fires the rosin bag back behind the pitcher's mound. Frustrated with those misses and letting the leadoff man off the hook. Palma runs decently well. Narciso Polanco bunts it right back to Caminiti. He goes to second for 1. Return to first, not in time. Polanco tried to move the runner over with the sac bunt. Instead, it's a fielder's choice. Heads up play for Caminiti, and he fired a dart to Miller to get the lead runner. Neither of these teams is afraid to play small ball. You saw it with Hartman in the 3rd inning. That time, Polanco could not get it down successfully, but now there is a faster runner at first with 1 away. Polanco second on the team in steals. Angel Mateo steps in, takes ball 1, just a bit off the inside corner. Elena Giorgio, one of the more consistent umpires in this league. Cam picks over. Had the runner Polanco leaning, but it was a long, slow move from Caminiti. And so Polanco returns standing up. Most of the ballpark draped in shadow at the moment. Few rays of sun out in deep center field. Fastball clobbered out to left center. Hartman chasing back. He's at the track, and it is off the base of the wall. Polanco had to hold. He'll get a late stop sign at 3rd. Throw back into 3rd is not in time. And Charleston's first hit is a 1-out double for Angel Mateo. Fastball middle away stayed up, and Mateo continues his tear through the Carolina League with yet another extra base hit.
First baseman, number 19, Ryan McCoy.
20-year-old outfielder has been one of the best hitters in all of the Carolina League this year. 2 on, 1 out. Big at bat for Ryan McCoy. First pitch slider outside. Fourth inning tends to be the toughest for Caminiti. McCoy struck out swinging last time up with the infield back. A ground ball would tie the game. McCoy flails at the breaking ball, 1-1. Heel not only back, but halfway between second and third as the third baseman. Anything to the left side of the diamond is a base hit. 1-1. McCoy swings over the slider once more. Couple good sliders back-to-back for Caminiti. That one with a bit extra sweeping action. He's shown two different breaking balls, the slider and the sweeper, depending on the moment. 1-2 pitch. Popped away, went back to the off-speed once again. This one stayed up a bit, but McCoy pushed it foul. Polanco at third, Mateo at second, a fielder's choice and a double respectively. 1-2 count on McCoy. Outside, another breaking ball. That was the fourth in a row, and the count is 2-2. The double for Mateo, a ball that usually would score Polanco, but Hartman chasing it all the way to the wall, and Narciso had to make sure the ball fell. 2-2. Down ball 3. Nothing but sliders to McCoy after the fastball got hit hard, and he's worked the count full. A walk would load the bases for Jeter Garcia with only one out. Charleston threatening to tie or take the lead. Payoff. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Locked up with the front door breaking ball. McCoy down on strikes for the second time. Cam's got 6 Ks and 2 outs in the inning. Jeter Garcia, biggest at bat of the game so far here in the fourth. 2 on, 2 out, and a 1-0 game. Garcia's driven in 16 this year. Splitting between catcher and DH. Takes a fastball for strike 1. 94 on the corner. Caminiti as competitive a young arm as you'll find. Looking to step up in the big moment and keep Charleston off the board. 0-1. Outside backhanded by Burgess as the changeup rolled away from Garcia. He was caught looking on a fastball to end the second. Now a base hit would put Charleston in front. In the dirt, ball 2, slider, and Garcia held up. Longest inning out of 4 for Caminiti. 65 pitches through 3 2/3, and this may be yet another day, depending on how tight the leash is, where Cam's not allowed to go past the 4th. River Dog's done a good job to get to him second time through. 2-1. Fastball fouled away. Off the window of the radio booth. Nearly decapitated our cameraman, Brett Islar. That's not what we're looking to do. Ready up here in the booth, if need be, but that one a little bit too high. Don't have Dayton Pass with us when we're at the home, so it's a little bit scarier. Count 2-2 on Garcia. Caminiti looking to strand 2 in a 1-0 game. Here comes the lefty. Swing and a miss. He got Garcia once again. 7 strikeouts for Caminiti, and for the third straight outing, he's got 4 zeros to start off his evening. Owen Carey leading off the bottom of the 4th for Augusta. Green Jackets in front 1-0, but despite the short deficit, Jose Urbina has flown through 3 innings. 36 pitches in 3 frames. He's allowed 2 hits, including the solo home run. On paper, this was billed as a heck of a pitcher's duel, and that's exactly what it has been so far. Carey flew out to right in his only chance thus far. First pitch fastball from Urbina, low and inside at 95. Carey had 3 of the team's 4 hits yesterday, average at 255 for the 19-year-old outfielder. Urbina operating out of the windup, drives in a changeup, and Carey was out in front. Changeup has been a third pitch for Urbina this year as a whole and today as well, but when he has shown it, it has worked gallantly. Back to the off-speed. This rifled right to second base, and it's snared by Polanco chin high. Carey's trend of hard hit balls right at somebody continues. It's been like this all summer. Makes the average all the more impressive given the rush of bad luck it feels as though he's had of late. Leadoff man retired, 4th straight inning for Urbina. Now Juan Mateo checks in. First start at second base as a Green Jacket for Mateo. He'll take ball 1 high. Juan called up right after the All-Star break. Has played a lot of third for the Green Jackets. Short and second as well. 1-0 slider off the outside corner. Mateo got ahead 2-0 and then 3-1 against Urbina first time up before popping out to left field. Another 2-0 count for the patient lefty. High and tight ball 3. It's a big gather of a load for Mateo. He's got lightning quick hands from the left side. And if he's reminiscent of somebody, you wouldn't be the first one to make some connections. Swinging away on 3-0, Mateo's under the fastball. Everything from the actions to the frame to the neon orange spikes have had people thinking of Jurickson Profar since he came up. 3-1. Fouled away once again, this time down the left field line. Pulled off of 96 just a bit. Mateo, who is the average age of a high school graduate, turned 18 end of May. Has thrilled in his second pro season. 3-2, fouled away once more. All the tools, all the work ethic Brad Stoll. Can't say enough good things about this young kid. And on an Augusta team that is as young and as exciting as it has been since becoming a Braves affiliate, Mateo has stuck out in a short time. 7th pitch of the at-bat, and he scoops it foul once again. Off speed, low and inside, and Mateo keeps the battle going.
Attention fans, want to say congratulations to Randy Ross and Alicia Gulat.
Mateo working from a wide stance on the left-hand side, looking to run the count up against Urbina and win the war. 8th pitch of the AB. Upstairs, ball 4. Mateo works the walk, first of the game, issued by Urbina. That Green Jacket Walk is brought to you by Laziza Mediterranean Grill. When you're in downtown Augusta, walk on over to Laziza and make your day delicious. Mateo, 3 of 4 stealing since being called up. See if he wants to test out Jeter Garcia. Here's Guanipa, who homered last time up. Only run for either team. Urbina out of the stretch, and Guanipa chops the slider foul. Luis got injured on opening weekend against Columbia, spent 3 months down in the complex, and came back looking notably stronger. A lot of strength training with the Braves staff down in Northport. It's a different build, but still an impressive one. Guanipa on the ground towards third base, snared by Perez to second, and he overthrew Polanco. That will move Mateo up to third. Guanipa holds pat at first base, and the misfire from Perez puts men at the corners. That was not an easy play by any stretch. Perez had to rush to his left and then gather and throw off balance. Guanipa pulling the breaking ball to the third base side. It should be a fielder's choice for Luis, but then the error is what moved Mateo from second to third. 90 feet from doubling the lead, the Green Jackets turn to Nick Montgomery to bring home the runner. Montgomery reached on catcher's interference last time up. Urbina kicks and deals, and Montgomery waves through the breaking ball, 0-1. For Perez, that's his 9th error of the year, all but one of which have come as a third baseman. Montgomery open from the right side. Slider called, strike on the outside corner. Maybe half a ball off, if that. But in all truth, just a perfect pitcher's pitch from Urbina. And now Montgomery's behind the 8 ball. Looking to bring the runner home from third. Urbina pauses and deals. Sweeper floated into right field. That's down for a base hit. Guanipa looking to go first to third. Guillen comes up throwing, and Guanipa slides in safely. Aggressive running for Guanipa. Good two-strike hitting from Montgomery, and the Green Jackets double the lead, 2-0. RBI number 34 of the year for Nick Montgomery. And Levy Romero, the pitching coach, heads out to the mound for the first time this week. The league's earned run average leader at 171, who had not given up multiple runs in a game but once in his last 7 games, has given up 2 in 3 1/3. Buoyed in part by the error that allowed Mateo to go from second to third. The Green Jackets have a 2-run lead. There is nobody up in Augusta's pen, by the way. And Colin Burgess will be the batter as they try to unfold this lead a bit further. The bullpen worth noting because Caminiti's at 67 pitches through 4 innings, but right now he's going to be allowed to go back out for the 5th, trying to make himself eligible for the win. Burgess grounded into a fielder's choice last time up. First pitch from Urbina is low and outside. Longest inning already out of 4 for Urbina. Both arms having to work a bit harder second time through the order. Top of the 4th was long for Caminiti, but he did post a 0. 1-0 on Burgess. Tied up on the fastball. That evens the count. Urbina has gone up to 95 pitches this year and up to 7 innings, so he is far from on a tight count. But if this inning drags on, it could hinder his ability to go deep later. 1-1. Fastball just a shade below the knees. Charleston leads single-A baseball in quality starts with 30, and Urbina tied for the league lead with 8, with his teammate Ryan Andrade, who will have the ball tomorrow. Hitters count for Burgess. Urbina the 2-1. Fastball chopped off the mid of the catcher Garcia. Looked like that one got him in around the palm. And so Elena Giorgio will walk the ball out to Urbina and give the catcher a bit of time. Burgess splitting time behind the plate with Montgomery. Started off red hot at the plate. Still provides quality ABs. And is aggressive, which can be a positive at times for this patient Augusta squad. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Burgess with men at the corners. Breaking ball called strike 3 on the outside corner. Locked up on the outer edge. Burgess goes down looking. It's the second strikeout for Urbina. Both of them have been backwards.
First baseman number 26,
Placed it on the outer edge. 2 down, 1 in, and Joe Olszewski will try to keep the line moving. Augusta a 2-0 lead with Montgomery's RBI single. Fastball outside, 1-0. Urbina has been very adept this year at getting out of difficult situations. He has not faced that many, but when he sees them, he tends to shut down the opposition. 1-0. Slider high and tight. A case in point, Urbina, last time he threw on the road, allowed 6 hits and 4 walks to Salem in 4 2/3, but gave up just 2 runs, and only 1 of them was earned. So there was traffic, but not much damage. 2-0 count. Olszewski taps it softly to third. Perez, second chance in the inning, has to hurry, and the low throw is not dug out by McCoy. A tough defensive frame for Jose Perez. Olszewski reaches on the bouncing ball, and Guanipa scores. It's 3-0. Just chop the fastball into the grass, put the pressure on Perez.
center fielder, number 17.
And Eric Hartman will get a chance to bat. It's a multi-run 4th for Augusta. Green Jackets a 3-0 lead over the River Dogs, and Hartman gets his 3rd AB. 1 for 2, bunt single last time up. Long inning for Urbina. Outside ball one. That was his 25th pitch of this inning. Generally, most teams will not let a starter go more than 30 in a single inning before he's lifted. So this is a crucial at bat for both Urbina and Hartman. Count 1-0. Hartman goes after the high heat and tips it backwards to even the count. Good life at the top of the zone for Urbina on that fastball. Even third time through the order. It is officially an E5 on Perez. Another one that's not an easy play, but he's got 2 errors in the inning. Count 1-1 on the center fielder, Hartman. Men at first and second with 2 down. Another high fastball fouled away. Eric's eyes lighting up on the high heat. And now the River Dogs have a righty throwing in the pen. Just now getting loose. There is urgency. It looks like Moises Palma. No relation to shortstop Alberth Palma. Sean Smedley looking for Urbina to escape the danger. 1-2 count on Hartman. Overthrew the fastball. 95 up and arm side. That evens the count at 2. Montgomery at second, Olsavsky at first. So the trail runner a bit quicker than the lead runner. But with 2 strikes and 2 outs, they'll both be off on the swing. Hartman looking to extend the inning. Defensive swing and a good thing for Hartman. Brilliant backdoor slider. And at the last moment, Hartman hooks it out of the mitt of the catcher Garcia. Those quick hands come in handy. That's a good approach by the lefty to stay alive. See if Urbina runs it back to the fastball after seeing that swing. 6th pitch of the at-bat. Back to the slider, popped into shallow left field, and that is down for a base hit. Montgomery around third, he scores. It's a bloop single and an RBI for Eric Hartman. Dropped it into the Bermuda Triangle, 3-run frame, 4-0 game. And Augusta beginning to add some weight to the load for Jose Urbina. Garcia going out to the mound. That was a good pitch in on the hands. Almost sounded as though Hartman got that off the cap of the bat, just cued it off the end. And with Palma playing up the middle, Perez over towards third, and Contreras playing deep in left, there was simply nobody that could get to that baseball. The moon popping out from behind the clouds in center is not yet full, but there is some strange activity afoot for Augusta in the 4th. Leading 4-0, and John Heel is the 8th batter of the inning. 2 on, 2 out. And Heel chops this to the left side, knocked down by Palma. He will throw long to second, and they got the runner caught. Hartman overran the base. Great heads-up baseball for Palma, and he retires Hartman on what would have been a single for John Heel. But the Green Jackets get 3, including a knock from Montgomery and 1 from Hartman. Augusta up by 4. Caminiti back out. Green Jackets leading 4-0 after the 4th, and it could have been more, as a brilliant baseball play by the shortstop Alberth Palma ended the inning by retiring Hartman at second. Palma made a heck of a play physically to get the ball deep in the hole between shortstop and third base, kept Heel's bouncing chopper on the infield. Eric Hartman, not sure if he didn't realize the ball was snared or if he was simply on habit rounding second, but he went past the base. Palma looked as though he was gathering to throw to first and instead tossed it behind the runner to Polanco and retired Hartman, ending the inning. All told, 8 batters came across, and now Jose Contreras leads off the top of the 5th. Heel did get an infield single, but then the runner was caught advancing. Contreras' second at bat of the day, and he takes strike 1. Just the 3rd time this year Caminiti has been out for inning number 5. He has only gotten an out in the 5th 1 time. Off speed in the dirt, Contreras helicopters over top of it. Went chasing the change, 0-2. Cam's got 7 Ks already today and counting. 0-2. On the ground is short, backhanded by Miller. Crossbody throw, picked up on the hop by Olszewski. A great stretch on the back end from the converted shortstop. Good play on both sides for out number 1. So it's the longest outing for Caminiti since his debut when he went 5 one-hit innings on June 7th against Fayetteville. He'll see Jose Perez for a second time. Perez struck out swinging on a breaking ball. First pitch fastball a bit upstairs to the undersized third baseman. Perez listed at 5'9", 170, looking to atone for the 2 errors in the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 fastball on the corner. Perez sinking very deep into those knees, looking to make the strike zone as minuscule as possible. Count 1-1 with Xavier Guillen on deck. High slider fooled Perez badly, and he looked like he was unsheathing the sword there. 1-2. Infield plays Perez to pull. Listed as a switch hitter, but swinging left on left. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Burned by on the fastball. 8 strikeouts and counting for Caminiti. Ties his career high.
Right fielder, number 7, Xavier Guillen.
An outing to be reckoned with for Caminiti already. Looking to get through 5 and be eligible for the W. The batter is Xavier Guillen. First pitch slider high and outside. And with that delivery, Caminiti now has a new high in pitches thrown in one outing for his career. 1-0 on Guillen. Fastball popped out to center field. Eric Hartman's underneath it. Nobody near him. He makes the catch. 5 scoreless innings for Caminiti. And with a 4-0 lead under his belt, he's in line for pro victory number 1. Halfway home in game number 2 of the week between the River Dogs and Green Jackets. 29 games left in the season counting this evening, and 11 of those last 29 for Augusta will be against Charleston. Green Jackets in the final week of August will head out to the Joe for their second and final series in the Holy City this year. And Jose Urbina still on the mound for the River Dogs. Cody Miller leading off the bottom of the 5th. First pitch slider, chased in the dirt for strike 1. Miller, the only man not to bat in that inning. Urbina gave up 3 hits and 3 unearned runs, 2 errors from Perez. Miller drops down a bunt down the third base line. Perez, the bare hand, over to first, and he threw it away again. Miller chugging to second. He will round and head for third. The throw is up the line and not in time. Cody Miller shows off the speed and goes from home to third on a bunt attempt. It will likely be an infield single and then an error, the 3rd of the day for Jose Perez. A nightmarish night for him. Leadoff runner gets 3/4 of the way home, and now the infield comes in against Owen Carey. Lined out sharply last time up. Carey under the fastball, 0-1. It's the second well-located bunt for Augusta today. Hartman and then Miller. And it is indeed a single and then Perez's 3rd error. No balls and a strike on Carey. Fastball torpedoed away foul. Miller now has hits in every game he's played as a pro. Across 4 games, he's hit safely in all 4 of them. Samuel Mejia starting to stretch in the bullpen for Augusta, but there is no catcher yet. Urbina from the stretch. Fastball looped out to shallow left field. Palma out, Contreras in. That's down for a base hit. Miller trying to score. He is in safe. Out to second goes Carey, and he is safe as well. A bloop single for Carey. He gets the RBI and takes second base on the throw. Green Jackets nickel and diming Urbina to death here in the middle innings. And one thing you have to say about Augusta, they are taking advantage of every miscue that Perez and the River Dogs are giving them. 5-0 Green Jackets in the fifth, and a man in scoring position still with nobody out for Juan Mateo. Urbina looking to eat some innings for the bullpen. First pitch to Mateo. Breaking ball misses high. Mateo has flown out and walked. Carey picks up his 42nd RBI of the year. That's the most among active players. He and Isaiah Drake had been neck and neck when Drake got called up last week. Carey held on by Palma. Urbina looks that way and will go with the inside move to stare Carey back to second. Righty back up in the pen. It was Moises Palma who got up in the fourth. Appears to be the same man now. 1-0 from Urbina. Fastball fouled away. Mateo, a big hack from the left side, sends it surging out of the stadium here in North Augusta. After a rain-soaked week and a half, it is a positively gorgeous night for baseball at the Yard. Sunset coloring the sky behind center, and a nice breeze blowing out. High fastball misses, and Carey scurries back to second as Garcia came out of his crouch. Green Jackets leading 6-0 now. Two-one, inside ball three. And so the reason it is 6, and this is something that we did not note for you in the top of the inning, is that when Hartman was retired on the infield single from heel, the runner Olszewski never stopped sprinting, and he came around to score before Hartman was tagged out. So Heel got the RBI. 3-1 to Mateo, pulls it on the ground to second base. Polanco down to a knee. He makes the out, but Carey moves up to third. So it was a 4-run inning for Augusta in the fourth. And all of them, but one, were unearned. One on, one out, and one in for Luis Guanipa. He has reached twice and scored twice, but he will have to wait. Urbina is going to hand the ball off to Sean Smedley, and the starter's night has come to a conclusion. New arm on the mound for the River Dogs. We'll tell you who it is when we come back. Moises Palma is indeed the new arm for Charleston, and while he finishes up loosening, both umpires are deep in conversation with River Dog skipper Sean Smedley. The conversation goes back to the previous inning, discussing whether or not Augusta scored their fourth run of the fourth before or after Hartman was tagged out to end the inning. For now, it is still before, and so it's a 6-0 game for Palma against Guanipa. Right on right, first pitch to the backstop. Carey coming home, and he will score standing up. Not the first pitch that he envisioned whatsoever. Moises Palma with the wild pitch, and the inherited runner scores. First pitch, Palma throws at SRP Park. Makes it 7-0 in the fifth. Moises Palma, again, no relation to Alberth Palma, the River Dog shortstop, making his 21st appearance of the year. Fastball outside 2-0. And that's across two levels for him. First stateside season after 3 years in the Dominican Summer League. Palma making his 6th appearance with Charleston, where he has struggled significantly. Fastball on the corner, 2-1. Palma 7 hits, 4 walks, and 7 runs in 5 2/3 entering today. Nobody on, 1 out. 2-1 misses outside to Guanipa, the right fielder who got the offense going back in the second on a solo home run. His first as a Green Jacket. Guanipa 1 for 2. He has reached twice and scored twice. The 3-1 outside on the corner. Good sinking fastball coming back to the edge. Palma fastball and slider, a 2-pitch mix. And Moises' numbers slightly inflated after he gave up 6 runs in less than an inning last time out. Here's the sweeper. And Guanipa goes down chasing it. Good pitch from Palma. And after the wild pitch brought home the run, he gets the strikeout as he starts anew. So the line is complete for Jose Urbina, the ace of Charleston staff, and the man who has been the most successful pitcher in the league. Goes 4 1/3, gives up 7 hits and 7 runs, only 3 of them earned, with a walk and 2 Ks. Here's Nick Montgomery, and he takes ball 1. Green Jackets getting Urbina out early. Talking with hitting coach Ruben Gotay, he felt very good about the approach that the Augusta offense was set to take against the starter. Fastball low and out, 2-0. It was his opinion that third time through against Urbina, having seen him in April here and in June at Charleston, there was enough familiarity that a good plan of attack had been formulated. 2-0 on the outside corner. And that's exactly what happened. Now, not everything was the scorching line drive that Guanipa's homer was. Couple dink and dunk bloop shots from Hartman and Miller and Mateo and Carey. Fastball high, 3-1. But they all count the same in the book. And Augusta on 6 singles and a home run, lead by a touchdown. Hitters count for Montgomery, 3 balls and a strike. Palma from the stretch, and it's outside ball 4. Second walk drawn by Augusta in as many innings. Montgomery's on for the 3rd straight time, although he's 1 for 1. Walk brought to you by Laziza Mediterranean Grill. It was confirmed between innings that the Green Jackets do get to keep that run in the 4th. So it was 5-0 after the 4th and is now 7-0 in the 5th. Man at first for Colin Burgess, who takes ball 1 inside. Palma had that blow-up outing against Myrtle on August 2nd. Gave up 4 hits, 2 walks, and 6 runs as part of the 19-1 thrashing from the Pelicans. Fastball outside corner, evens the count 1-1. Samuel Mejia got up and did a little bit of light tossing while Palma got loose. But for right now, it looks like Caminiti's not finished. Fastball just above the letters on the green jersey of Burgess. And the count is 2-1 in his favor. A complete reversal of fortunes between these two sides from last night. Charleston won 7-0. Now Augusta's got the 7-run lead. Hitters count, and Burgess whips it foul off the facing of the third base dugout. Since Winston Sawyer became Augusta's manager, the Green Jackets are 0-7 in games where he is not at the helm. Got swept last year in Myrtle when he took his week off, and then lost last night. Fastball, Burgess goes down swinging. Brad Stoll looking for his first win as a minor league skipper, and his offense has helped him towards that cause. 7-0 after 5, and Cam Caminiti going out for the 6th for the first time as a pro. 5 scoreless innings from Cam Caminiti. He has outdueled Urbina in their second meeting, and now he is looking for his longest outing as a pro. Cam's gone 5 consecutive scoreless, 1 hit and 2 walks allowed, but now he'll see the top of the order and Theo Gillen to begin the inning. And time has been called. The 2 umpires are walking out, and they would like to talk with somebody. It looks like the ball boy Brad Gibbs is who they're summoning. Elvin Nina, the pitching coach, is coming out, and now interim manager Brad Stoll is going to be at the forefront of conversation. Nina's unhappy because Caminiti was ready to go, and Brandon Smith, the field umpire, will tell him that he can get some warm-up pitches in. So the majority of the talks are coming with Stoll doing the conversating. They're pointing out towards the mound, but at this point, it does us no good to guess on what exactly is occurring. And so we'll use the opportunity to look around the Carolina League scoreboard here in the top of the 6th. Sean Smedley is going to be brought into the conversation. And this is a complete unknown. Stoley has the lineup card out. potentially a substitution issue. Either way, there were 4 postponements in the league today, so not a whole lot to go on. Salem and Kannapolis rained out. Lynchburg and Carolina rained out. Columbia and Hickory rained out. Fredericksburg and Myrtle Beach rained out. The only game that got into play, Delmarva leading Fayetteville 4-1 in the 5th. The coaches have returned to their spots. Now it's the umpires still talking with each other. Caminiti continues to toss. And if we get an update on that, we will let you know immediately. Colin Burgess asking what the delay was. Theo Gillen pointing in the dugout. There's a ball behind home plate, and that will be ran down by somebody from Augusta. After all of the chaos, Caminiti steps on the mound for the top of the 6th. 7-0 game. Theo Gillen is 0 for 2. Cam left on left to start the 6th. First pitch whipped into right field, base hit. Gillen was ready to attack, and he begins the frame by doubling Charleston's hit total.
Shortstop, number 10, Albert Palma.
Didn't play yesterday, DHing today, and he's got his first trip aboard. Gillen was dealing with knee soreness, but at his height, he leads the team in steals with 33. Albert Palma is the batter, walking a ground out for him. Off-speed whiffed upon by Palma, 0-1. Samuel Mejia continues to throw in the bullpen. Mejia had a great outing last time out after a couple rough ones on the road. Cam picks to first. Tag is not in time. Mejia, the former River Dog, has struggled significantly against his former team, but overall this year has been a solid long relief option. Slider high, 1-1. No runs, 2 hits, and 4 errors for Charleston, 3 of which have been committed by the third baseman Perez. 7 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Augusta. Fastball down the right field line, foul ball into the bullpen of the River Dogs. These two teams have played each other close time and time again. And Charleston has played everybody close this year despite the 2 runaway games so far this week. And still plenty of time to change the tune. Fastball inside 2-2. But of Charleston's 101 games this year, 63 of them have been decided by 3 runs or less. None of the last 4, however, have fit that category. 2-2 on Palma. On a line to short and off of Miller. Out to third base. That ball short hopping off the knee of Cody Miller, and everybody is safe. Tough play on the sinking line drive. Gillen takes second. Palma reaches first, and back-to-back batters have reached to begin inning number 6. Caminiti's at 81 pitches. That is a career high for him, and Brad Stoll is on the top step. Looks like he's headed out to the mound. Stoll looks back in the dugout for combination. And he's headed for Caminiti. Gillen singling to start the inning. Palma reaches on the line drive. Cam goes 5+, but he will not get an out in the 6th. Samuel Mejia coming on. Jackets up big. Caminiti departs with a lead and will return in 97. We have a Georgia 8-1-1 call to the bullpen. Samuel Mejia will make his 20th appearance of the year. Mejia 4-5, 2 saves, and a 5.34 ERA. In 59 innings. The man who spent all of last summer with the River Dogs will face his former team for a 3rd time. A single and an E6 starting off this inning and chasing Caminiti. First pitch to Narciso Polanco inside with a fastball. And we do have another update to the continuing scoreboard saga. The Green Jackets have had a run stricken from the board, and it is now 6-0, not 7-0. Fastball looped into center field. That's down for a base hit. Gillen had to hold. The throw comes into the cutoff man, and the bases are loaded with nobody out as Charleston looks to build a big inning. Originally, we thought 3 runs scored in the bottom of the 4th. Then, the umpires deliberated and said that the 4th run, Joe Olsavsky, had come across before Hartman was tagged out to end that inning. Now, after discussing to begin inning number 6, it has been overturned once again. So 3 runs in that inning, 6-0 game. Angel Mateo chases the slider for strike 1. Urbina now gives up 6 runs instead of 7 in 4 1/3, but it's still 3 earned runs either way. Bases loaded, nobody out for the Dogs. Slider, Mateo chases once more, 0-2. Fastball slider change for Mejia. Changeup has been his best pitch, with the slider close behind. 0-2 on Mateo. Breaking ball, tapped foul. Mateo hit it off of his own body. Mejia has thrown 3 innings over 2 games against the River Dogs. He has taken 2 losses. And in that time, he has given up 11 runs on 8 hits. Also walked 7. That's nearly a third of the earned runs allowed this year for Samuel. Still 0-2 on Mateo, and he cruises it foul once again. Caminiti came out for the 6th for the first time in his pro career. Gave up a single to Gillen and an E6 to Palma. If Miller was able to field the short hop, it likely would have been a double play and kept Caminiti in the ballgame. Instead, Cam leaves after 5+ innings with 2 hits and 2 walks. Fastball at the letters, and Mateo goes down swinging. First out for Mejia is a big one, and he keeps the bags full to face Ryan McCoy. Ran it up the ladder after 4 straight sliders. Mateo down on strikes for the first time today. McCoy has struck out twice. And Mejia, who has great reverse splits, will look to take it to the lefty. Fastball outside, 1-0. Right-handers entering the day hitting .224 against Mejia. Lefties 80 points lower, or 60 points lower rather, at .164. Bases loaded, 1-0 count with 1 out on McCoy. Mejia from the stretch misses low, ball 2. Samuel's butterfly changeup has been the reason for the success against left-handers, but it's better as a 2-strike pitch, and he has been unable to get ahead with the fastball. To the hulking first baseman McCoy. 2-0 count. Chops it towards first, foul ball. McCoy 6'5", 225, former Louisville Cardinal. Signed away from the New York Boulders of the Frontier League this year. Infield shifted monumentally to the pull side. Nobody home on the left side. 2-1 in the dirt, ball 3. Nearly clipped the shin of Ryan McCoy. And there's nowhere for Mejia to put him. A walk would be a run, and it would be charged to Caminiti. 3 balls and a strike on McCoy. Fastball outside, just off the corner, ball 4. Did not miss by much, but the bases loaded walk puts Charleston on the board at 6-1. That was right on the edge. McCoy gets his 6th RBI. The River Dogs keep the bases loaded, and now Jeter Garcia will look to put a ball in play for the first time. Like McCoy, he struck out twice against Caminiti, who tied his career high with 8. Fastball spun out to right field. Palma will tag from third. Guanipa makes the catch, loads up the throw. It is cut off. Olsovsky to second, not in time. Sac fly for Jeter Garcia. Everybody moves up 90 feet. And the River Dogs have cut the deficit to 6-2. So it's 2 runs applied to Caminiti. Ends his scoreless streak at 14 innings. Second longest by a starter this year to only Luke Sinnard. Polanco at third, McCoy at second for Jose Contreras, who has walked and grounded out. Mejia steps off right before the pitch timer was set to expire. Got off as the clock hit 1. The 2 inherited runners come across for Mejia. First pitch to Contreras, called strike 1. Still not out of the woods with 2 men aboard and 2 out. Outfield playing deep in the corners and medium distance in center. Contreras, first start of the week, pops this down the right field line, and it's out of play, foul. 0-2 on Contreras. Polanco singled, he's at third, greeted Mejia with a base hit. McCoy worked the bases loaded walk, brought home the RBI, and advanced to second on the sacrifice fly. 0-2 on Contreras. Fastball inside, millimeters off the corner. Would have been an ending K and Mejia's second. Instead, the at-bat continues, 1-2. 2 on, 2 out, and 2 in the top of the sixth. River Dogs ending the shutout bid. Mejia's 1-2 is tapped foul off of Burgess. We've seen exclusively sliders to righties and changeups only to the lefties. Mejia did not begin this inning, but he has gotten both outs. Both runners aboard are his responsibility. Another 1-2. Fastball tipped into the mitt, strike 3. Mejia gets a pair of Ks. Contreras goes down swinging. Charleston onto the board, but they continue to trail. It's 6-2 halfway through the sixth. Moises Palma will begin his first full inning of relief. Palma retired 2 of 3 batters faced, did allow a walk, and a wild pitch brought the inherited runner home. It is 6-2 halfway through the sixth. Green Jackets have 9-1-2 due up. Olszewski, Hartman, and Heel. Palma got both outs via the strikeout, and Augusta will look to get the 2 runs back from the top half. Caminiti 5+ innings and 81 pitches, both of which were career highs. 2 hits, 2 walks, and 8 Ks. First pitch fastball to Olszewski is called a strike. Olszewski reached on an error and scored last time up. He's officially 0 for 2. Palma out of the stretch. Breaking ball sliced into left field, and Olszewski's got a leadoff single. Leadoff man reaches for the second consecutive inning. Olszewski's first hit of the day. Green Jackets have totaled 8 in 5+. Veteran approach for Olszewski, and he drops the barrel on the slider. Into the nighttime hours here at SRP, approaching 9 o'clock here in South Carolina. Eric Hartman at the top of the order. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI. Olszewski a big lead, and Hartman takes ball 1. Joe's 1 for 1 stealing this year. Runners are 26 of 35 against Jeter Garcia. Just about 75%. 1-0, there goes Olszewski. Pitches inside. Garcia's throw is a good one, but it is not in time. Olszewski swipes second, his second of the year, and Augusta's got a man in scoring position. And you fine folks can stay safe like the Green Jackets by calling Vector Security today, the official partner of every Augusta stolen base. 2-0 count on Hartman. Palma looks out at second and comes home. Fastball ripped to first, off the glove of McCoy and into right field. A bullet down the line. Olszewski scores. Hartman passed second, and he will put the brakes on there. As Guillen just threw his hands up, the ball got lodged underneath the bullpen seating area. 103 off the bat. McCoy didn't even have time to react, and Hartman takes second on a ground rule double. 2 RBIs on the day for Hartman. That's a double for dollars here at SRP Park. Every 2-bagger by the home team means $100 donated to the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Augusta, courtesy of M. Austin Jackson Injury Lawyers. Call the Augusta guy, the official injury lawyer of the Augusta Green Jackets. John Heel's the batter. He's 1 for 3, singled last time up. 7-2 game, and Heel takes the slider high and tight. Green Jackets get 1 of 2 runs right back in this inning. And Hartman's 15th double of the year has him in scoring position. He continues to impress. 1-0. Fastball off the glove of Garcia. Immediately waves for time. It stayed close enough that Hartman couldn't advance, but clearly crossed up. Mixed signals between Palma and Garcia. Now, Palma's only listed as having 2 pitches, so you've got a 50-50 shot, even if you don't know what the call was. But clearly they were not on the same wavelength there. And the 6'4 right-hander will try to dial it back in. Palma was brilliant in the FCL this year. A 1.37 ERA, 3 earned runs in just shy of 20 innings. Had a bit less success since moving to full season ball. 2-0 to Heel. Swings over top of the sinking fastball. Around the bottom of the zone. Good pitcher's pitch by Palma in a hitter's count. 7 runs on 9 hits with an error for Augusta. 2-3-4 the line for Charleston. Palma comes home, and Heel whacks it out to center field. That falls in front of Mateo out towards the gap. Hartman speeds around third. Heel slipped between first and second, and so he will hustle back to first with an RBI single. Multi-hit day for John Heel in the 2 spot. He gets his 26th RBI of the year, and the Green Jackets have a big inning of their own brewing against Moises Palma. Single, double, single to start the bottom of the 6th. It is 8-2 with Cody Miller ready to swing. Bunt single last time up, and he came around to score. Miller's 1 for 3. He is 5 for 16 since making his pro debut on Friday. One of 4 recent draftees to debut for Augusta last weekend. Heel breaks for second. The pitch is high, and there will be no throw. Garcia never even flinched. Such a jump from Heel, it wasn't even worth it. John's 41st steal of the year, and he's in scoring position. Another Vector Security stolen base for Augusta. Continuously men in scoring position. 1-0 on Miller. In the dirt, stays close to Garcia. Heel's going to try to take third, and he will. Jeter Garcia couldn't quite get a handle on that bounding baseball. And an exquisite dirt ball read from Heel takes him to third base. 2 pitches, and John gets 2/3 of the way home. Infield stays back with nobody out. Hitters count for Cody. And he bounces it back up the middle. Polanco backhands, long throw to first, not in time. Heel comes around to score. It's an infield single for Miller and an RBI. Second hit of the day, 4th RBI as a pro. And it is 9-2 Augusta. As for the second consecutive outing, Palma has been opened up upon. 2 outs recorded, 3 runs scored against. Still no outs in the inning. Owen Carey is the batter. Fastball called strike on the outside corner. Carey RBI single last time up. He is 4 for 7 this week, all singles. Cody a big lead. Palma comes home. On the ground to first, sliding stop for McCoy, and he will just go the easy way for the shore out. Nice play over there by Ryan McCoy. He retires Carey. First out of the inning moves Miller into scoring position. And Juan Mateo will try to bring him home. Augusta's offense has relished every chance that they have gotten at the dish today. Three in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 3 and counting in the 6th. This is the offense we saw last week. Mateo swinging out of his shoes. Falls behind 0-1. 4 of 5 batters in the inning have reached after Augusta sent 8 to the plate in the 4th. Fastball down 1-1. Mejia's going to look to get the lion's share of outs for Augusta the rest of the way. Got all 3 in the 6th, and there's nobody behind him in the pen right now. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mateo serves this foul over top of his dugout. Bounces back onto the field of play, and Raven Antonio jovially hustles out of the dugout to run it down. Green Jacket starters and bench bats alike, all smiling and enjoying themselves on a beautiful Wednesday evening. Hard not to smile when you're up 9-2. 2-strike pitch outside to even the count. Antonio will have the ball Sunday. And in terms of prospects that have built their stock up in 2025, few have done so more than Antonio. He's been a treat to watch day in and day out. 2-2 is bounced out to first. Another chance for McCoy, and he wins the race to the base. Back-to-back 3 unassisted ground balls have moved Miller from first to third with 2 outs. The batter is Luis Guanipa. He's 1 for 3, but that one was a big one. Hit his first Green Jacket home run, the first of 9 runs on the board for Augusta. Time is called by Brandon Smith, the field umpire. Looked like it was his timeout, not asked for by batter or pitcher, allowing the bat boy to get back into the dugout. First pitch to Guanipa. Breaking ball inside, 1-0. Ball was on the field of play. There's a reliever warming for Charleston, and with the bullpens on the field of play here, an errant throw means the ball is in jeopardy. 1-0 on Guanipa. Fastball, broken bat bouncer out to short. Palma to his left, and Alberth Palma gets the out to end the inning. Green Jackets cross 3 more. Hartman, Heel, and Miller, each with RBIs as Augusta takes a big lead into the 7th. Clean inning for Samuel Mejia in the top of the 7th. You're listening and watching on the Green Jacket Baseball Network. I'm Noah Adcock-Howarth. Our producer, Wes Cooper, technical director, Thomas Mitchell, and our entire talented camera crew here at SRP, bringing you coverage across Valley Live and MILB TV. Second of 6 this week between Augusta and Charleston here at home. This the back half of Augusta's longest homestand of 2025. 12 straight games here at the yard. Jose Perez takes ball 1 to begin inning number 7. Green Jackets took 4 of 5 against Carolina. Had the finale rained out. Fastball outside 2-0, another close miss. And after dropping yesterday's contest 7-0, Augusta up 9-2. Fastball at the knees, called strike 1 against Perez. Jose has struck out twice. Caminiti, 5 innings, 2 runs, 8 Ks. In line for his first win. Perez whiffs through the fastball, 2-2. Tomorrow, Charleston will send Ryan Andrade to the mound, the former Pitt Panther, who's got 8 quality starts this year. He's been very good at eating innings. Mejia's 2-2 is swung through and missed. Perez goes down swinging for the 3rd time. 3 Ks for Mejia and 11 for Charleston's offense. Andrade has been rock solid in the rotation. He's been out there since opening weekend, just continuously taking the ball as Urbina has in front of him. And he will match up with Kendi Richard as Xavier Guillen fouls the ball back. Guillen hitting left-handed for the first time. Switch hitter struck out and flew out as a righty against Caminiti. Bottom of the order hitless against Augusta's 2 arms. Outside 1-1. River Dogs have only totaled 3 hits, 1 each from Gillen, Polanco, and Mateo. Angel Mateo a double, the only extra base hit. 1-1 fastball, and Guillen was underneath it. Richard was the ace of the Green Jackets single A, or the rookie ball affiliate for the Braves. FCL team tends to move their way up towards Augusta around this time of year. Fastball out 2-2. Richard had a sub-2 ERA in the FCL. He's made his debut last week. Kendi set a new career high in both strikeouts and walks in 3-2 scoreless. He K'd 9 and walked 5. 2-2 fastball outside. Full count on Guillen. Kendi will be looking for a bit more length against another very patient club. Seeing Carolina and Charleston back-to-back, they're as walk-heavy as you'll see. Full count delivery on the ground to the right side, under the glove of Olszewski and into right field. Guillen speeding around first. He'll head for second, and he's in ahead of the throw. First trip aboard for Xavier Guillen, and we'll see how that one gets scored. 95 off the bat on the fastball. Olszewski couldn't quite backhand it. Initial decision looks like it's leaning towards error, and we wait for confirmation from the official scorer. Theo Gillen's the batter. He's 1 for 3. Singled and scored last inning off of Caminiti. Mejia back out of the stretch, and Gillen tips the heater into the mitt. If it is indeed an error, and that's what it has been called, then it is the 6th error of the game between the two teams, and second on Augusta. Olszewski picks up his 4th of the year. 0-1 on the DH. Mejia looks out at second and comes home. Fastball high to even the count. The Rays over the last couple of years, first couple rounds you tend to see top-tier talent up the middle, generally from the high school side, and then pick up talented college players as you go along. Off-speed drops in for a called strike, too. That's what they did with Theo Gillen, taking him in the first round last year, and he has become one of the top prospects in the system. Went back-to-back high school position players this year before dipping into the collegiate ranks. For Kyle Lodis, 1-2 fastball, called strike 3 on the outside corner. Good frame from Burgess, 4th K for Mejia, and Gillen down on strikes for the second time. 2 outs and 2 Ks in the inning. Guillen at second after the E3. Alberth Palma steps up. He's 0 for 2. Alex Lodis out of Florida State went in the second round of the Braves. He's currently in Rome. But Kyle Lodis out of Georgia Tech, 3rd rounder to the Rays. He has not debuted yet. Fastball called a strike, 0-1 on Palma. If history is any indicator, then we are likely close to the time of year where Charleston will begin to see some of Tampa's most recent draft class. 2 of them debuted last year against Augusta, which was this exact week, but on the road. Slider lifted out of play, 0-2. Second rounder Emilian Petrie debuted against the Green Jackets in a doubleheader last year for the River Dogs, along with Connor Hyzak, who was the 13th rounder and has been on this roster for most of the year before being injured. 0-2 with 2 outs on Palma. Mejia looking for the 0, and time is called. Whichever right-hander is warming up for the River Dogs in the pen just overthrew his bullpen catcher once again, and so the ball made its way all the way behind home plate to the backstop of the big field itself. Charleston only one left-handed pitcher on the roster. That's Bryce Schaefer, and it does not look like him. Now the 0-2, and Palma goes down swinging. 3 Ks in the inning for Mejia. 5 of his 6 outs have been strikeouts, and Samuel posts a 0 as we head on to the stretch here in North Augusta. New arm on the mound for the River Dogs. The initial reliever was Moises Palma. He went an inning and 2/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned with a walk in 2 Ks. And he flips the ball over to Cesar Rojas, 23-year-old righty out of San Cristobal in the DR. Rojas throwing against the Green Jackets for the first time. He inherits a 7-run deficit. Green Jackets up 9-2 in the bottom of the 7th, with Nick Montgomery leading off the inning. Rojas out of the stretch, and his first pitch bounces to the backstop, mirroring what Palma did, although this time at least there's nobody on base. Rojas just his 3rd appearance with Charleston. He's gone 2 1/3, allowed 2 runs on 4 walks and 2 hits, and this is all the way to the backstop at 95. A very erratic start for Cesar Rojas after he threw a couple different pitches to the backstop while he was warming up down the right field line. First year stateside for Rojas. 2-0 to Montgomery. And there's a firm breaking ball that cuts into the center. Slider 2-1. Cesar sped through both the beginning of the DSL and the FCL this season before making his way to Charleston. Montgomery chases a breaking ball off the corner, 2-2. So after a concerning beginning to the at-bat for Rojas, Cesar is pulled within one strike. Count 2-2 on Montgomery. And he got hit. Breaking ball backed up and got the DH. And nicks aboard for the fourth consecutive time. Montgomery's 1 for 1. He has an RBI single, but the other 3 times he's reached without a plate appearance becoming an at-bat. Catcher's interference, walk, and hit by pitch. All he needs is a sacrifice, and he'll have completed the most unique of ways to get aboard. Colin Burgess 0 for 3. He has not yet reached, and he takes ball 1 inside. Burgess is the only starter who has not gotten on base yet today. Inning-ending fielder's choice back in the second, and then 2 strikeouts. Short lead for Montgomery. And Rojas fires it to the backstop. Slider evades the glove of Garcia, and Montgomery takes a free 90 feet. Third wild pitch of the day for Charleston. First for Rojas. And it's another man in scoring position for Augusta. Command has always been a detraction for Cesar Rojas. Signed back in 2021 with the Astros. And after a couple seasons in their Dominican Summer League operations, Cesar was released before then being picked up late summer by Tampa Bay. 4 seasons of pro ball before this one. Finally gets stateside. The command has improved leaps and bounds this year. Tampa Bay believing they had unlocked something, but he has not replicated the command here tonight. 2-0 on Burgess. Inside, Burgess nearly got hit after Montgomery wore a 2-2 slider between the shoulder blades. 3 straight non-competitive deliveries from Rojas. Cannot imagine Burgess has the green light on 3-0 here. Pitch from Cesar. Inside and to the backstop. That's a 4-pitch walk for Burgess and another wild pitch to move Montgomery to third. Hit batter, walk, 2 wild pitches. Everything coming freely for Augusta. And already Charleston has action in their bullpen. Dylan Lesko is stretching, the former top prospect. Joe Olszewski, who's 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored, will look to keep the line moving with nobody out. 9 runs on 11 hits for the Green Jackets. Slider, strike 1. That right there was a beauty from Cesar Rojas. Darting slider in the upper 80s to complement the mid-90s fastball. Just have to bottle that up. Slider too far outside, 1-1. Infield in double play depth. River Dogs is trying to stack outs this late in the game and hope the offense, with 6 outs to play with, can find something miraculous. Outside once again, 2 balls and a strike. Green Jackets have led since the second, and right now, Caminiti is the pitcher of record. Atlanta's number 1 prospect, in line for his first professional win. 2-1 from Rojas, and Olszewski got hit. This is getting dangerous with Rojas out there. Unstoppable force, immovable object. Rojas is hitting people. Olszewski gets hit seemingly every other day, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. Thankfully, that 95-mile-an-hour fastball got Olszewski on the elbow guard. That doesn't mean that it doesn't still sting, but you wear that because you will take a small amount of pain over the potential of severe injury. And when you're Olszewski and you lead the team in hit by pitches and you're top 3 in the organization in that category, you go up there with everything short of a shield. Hit batter, walk, hit batter. Bases loaded for Eric Hartman, who's 3 for 4. 2 RBIs and a run scored. He had a ground rule double last time up. Ball got wedged under the bench out in the Charleston bullpen. Levy Romero with the talking to of Rojas, trying to settle down the reliever. Getting a chance here at the Carolina League level. Trying to harness his impressive stuff. First pitch to Hartman. Outside ball 1. Eric is the first lefty to face Rojas. Green Jackets have 3 left-handers in the order and 3 on the bench. Hartman, Carey, and Mateo all in the lineup today. 1-0 from Cesar Rojas. Misses low and inside ball 2. Slowed the arm down on the off speed. And Hartman was unfazed. Eric is the kind of patiently aggressive that hitting coaches dream upon. Takes this outside ball 3. Hartman never opposed to drawing a walk, but if he sees something in a hitter's count, he's looking to put it into the river. That snakes out behind the right field wall. 3-0 on Hartman, nowhere for Rojas to put him, and he has walked in a run. 4 straight free passes to start off the 7th, and it is 10-2 Augusta. Hartman's 3rd RBI of the day. It's another walk brought to you by Laziza Mediterranean Grill. Rojas has missed with 14 of 17 pitches, and the bags are still full. Now it's John Heel. 2 for 4 with an RBI. Back to facing a right-hander, the slider just outside. A bit closer of a miss for Cesar Rojas. That's a good 2-strike pitch, but he threw it on an 0-0 count, and Heel would not bite. Nothing in play, but everybody has reached. Breaking ball inside corner. Heel was backing away, but it found the edge nevertheless. Fastball, slider, and an occasional changeup for Rojas, trying to see which one's got the most consistent release. 1-1. Spun up the middle. This is in play, and this is down for a base hit. Burgess will score. Green Jackets going to go station to station, playing conservatively. Heel has the RBI single. 3 hits, 2 ribbies, and all 5 men have reached in inning number 7. 11-2. Cody Miller will be the batter. Brad Stoll throwing an immediate stop sign up against Olszewski, who wanted to be certain that that ball got past the glove of Polanco, and rather than test the arm of Mateo, who was coming into shallow center. Cody Miller's going to pick up a pitch timer violation, so he'll start 0-1. Big advantage for Rojas, who will take every strike he can. Bases still loaded. Breaking ball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Miller. Cody is 2 for 4 with 2 infield singles, one of which was a bunt, and he has a run batted in. Good day for him at the dish. Rojas looking to find it, and he nearly hit his 3rd batter of the inning. We were really hoping for some pace of play tonight. Miller ahead in the count with nowhere to put him. All 5 batters have reached against Cesar Rojas. 2-1 with the automatic strike. Fastball check swing. Appeal out to second. He did not go. Ball 3. "18 of 23 have missed. 1 of the 5 in the zone was a base hit. A walk would be a 3rd run this inning. And here's the 3-1 to Cody Miller. And he got hit right between the shoulder blades with 95. And the Green Jackets not thrilled with that one. Sean Smedley out of the dugout before Miller could even begin walking to first. Cody appears all right, gets an RBI the hard way. And Rojas faces 6 batters without an out. Wheels falling off for Charleston. New arm coming in when we come back. 3rd reliever of the night and 2nd reliever of the inning is the lone southpaw on the roster. Bryce Schaefer, 24-year-old left-hander out of Coastal Carolina, will take the ball with the bases loaded and nobody out. Green Jackets have scored 3, and all 6 men reached against Cesar Rojas. Left on left, Owen Carey takes a called strike on the ever-present breaking ball from the slider-heavy Schaefer. Schaefer is very tough left on left, cross-body delivery, and he hides it well. 0-1, whipped in low and outside. If you're going to provide a different look, you might as well make it as different as possible. Easy to do when you're the only lefty on the roster, but Schaefer has been effective to lefties and righties this year. Sweeper nub back to the mound. He will go to second for one. Schaefer on to first, and no chance to get the runner there. So Carey reaches on the fielder's choice. It brings home Hartman from third. Miller is the man retired. 4 runs in. It is 13-2. Carey gets his second RBI of the day. Men at the corners, 1 out. Juan Mateo 0 for 3, but he did walk and score in the 4th. Mateo fouls the fastball back, 0-1. With Burgess having worked the walk a handful of batters ago, all 9 men in the starting lineup have gotten on base, and the Green Jackets lead by 11. 0-1. Mateo chops it foul off the end of the bat. Schaefer saw a stretch of 7 consecutive outings without an earned run. Ended last time up. This one guided out to second base. Polanco will go to second to get the force out, and once again, it's an RBI fielder's choice. Mateo reaches, gets the RBI. Heel scores from third, and although there are 2 down, 2 inherited runners have scored. So that closes the line on Rojas. He did not get an out. Hit 3 batters, walked 2 of them, and gave up a single. 5 runs tagged to the right-hander. And time is called. Eric Kryko, the athletic trainer, is coming out towards first base because Juan Mateo appears to be in pain. He did not get out of the box very effectively there. And in a game like this, where you are up by a boatload, the last thing anyone wants to see is Eric Kryko, who's filling in for Dan Gertner as the AT this week. And while we love Kryko, seeing your 18-year-old infielder who has the brightest of futures against having to limp off the field puts a significant damper on what has been an otherwise celebratory evening. Dixon Williams is going to come in to pinch run for him. Mateo ends the day 0 for 4 with a run and an RBI. Not unheard of to go to the bench in this time of game. But that's not the situation you want to have it happen. And we will provide any update that we can on Juan Mateo. Time is called. The umpires are going to go check with Brad Stoll and make sure they have everything correct on the lineup card. Dixon Williams is expected to be the pinch runner, currently talking with Ryan Castile, the first base coach. He's out there. Stoll in his second game as the interim skipper has everything squared away. Stoll threw his hands up apologetically towards Charleston's dugout, and Brandon Smith, the umpire, said something that direction, so there's a chance that maybe the number was put in incorrectly. Williams is only in his first week with the team. Everybody's trying to figure out what number everybody else is at this point. Man at first, 2 down for Luis Guanipa, the 9th batter of the inning, and 3rd man against Schaefer. Guanipa, first pitch swinging, flies it out to deep right field. Guillen's at the track, and he makes the catch right in front of the TaxSlayer Terrace. Schaefer gets 3 outs on 3 batters, but the Green Jackets bring home 5 runners, and Augusta has opened it up here at home, an 11-run lead through 7 innings. Samuel Mejia had a very comfortable lead heading into the bottom of the 7th. His offense had him up 9-2, and he felt good about where he was at. Can only imagine how good he feels with a 14-2 advantage as we head to the top of the 8th. Mejia will see Polanco, Mateo, and McCoy 3-4-5 for the River Dogs. Samuel hoping to be the last arm Augusta needs to use. First pitch fastball misses down. Far from unheard of for him to go 4 innings. And that's what he's looking at doing it tonight. Fastball called a strike on Polanco, who's 1 for 3. 1-1 against the left-handed second baseman. Speaking of, Dixon Williams is staying in the game and playing second. Came in to run for Juan Mateo. And, as is baseball's unwritten rule, the ball immediately finds him. Tends to do that when you first check into the game. Williams makes an easy play and gets the 4-3 putout to retire Polanco. Mejia's got 5 strikeouts and counting. Augusta has tallied 13 Ks between he and Caminiti. That's the most they've had through 7 innings in any game this year. They have struck out 17 twice, including one 9-inning ball game. Angel Mateo's 1 for 3. Gets checked in right before the pitch timer would have expired and takes ball 1 downstairs. Bryce Schaefer got the out, or the final few outs of the 7th inning. Fastball whipped backwards 1-1. But there's a righty throwing in the bullpen, and it looks like the goal is for Sean Smedley to keep as many arms fresh for the rest of the week as he can. Charleston still within shouting distance of the top of the division, but this is the kind of disheartening loss that can weigh on you. Entered the day 5.5 back of Myrtle Beach. Myrtle got rained out today. 2-1 is popped into shallow center. Hartman charging in, and he will make the catch. Mateo put some backspin on that baseball, and it stayed skyward to be ran down by Hartman. 2 up, 2 down in the 8th. Mejia looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. Ryan McCoy stands in his way. McCoy's 0 for 2. He has not put a ball in play yet. 2 strikeouts, a walk, and an RBI. First pitch to McCoy misses inside, 1-0. Was in the outfield yesterday, first base today. He's been a key piece of the offense in the back half of the year. Puts this sharply on the ground to first, but Olszewski snares it on the backhand. Takes it himself, and Mejia goes 1-2-3 through the 8th. All Green Jackets through 7.5, and Augusta looking to tack on one more time in the bottom of the inning. Dylan Lesko is the new man on the mound for the River Dogs. He'll be the 4th different reliever of the day for Charleston. Bryce Schaefer faces 3 batters, allows 2 inherited runners to score, but got 3 outs to end the 7th inning. And Lesko just looking to get some work in. A 12-run game in the bottom of the 8th. Right now, this is the largest margin of victory for Augusta that they've had if it would stay in this level. Looked like a pitch timer violation called on Montgomery, and so Lesko begins 0-1. Hard-throwing right-hander out of Buford High School in Georgia, and he misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike on Montgomery. Nick began the 7th with a hit by pitch. He's 1 for 1 today, but on base 4 times. Has an RBI and 2 runs scored. Montgomery swings over the sinking fastball, 1-2. Lesko with a 15th overall pick back in 2022 by the San Diego Padres. He was traded to Tampa Bay as part of the Jason Adam deal last year. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball gets Montgomery swinging. And so with a little bit of help from the automatic strike, Lesko begins his day with a K. It's been an up-and-down year for Dylan Lesko. He began the season in High A Bowling Green, struggled significantly with his command. Went back down to the FCL, worked on some things, and now he's in Charleston. This is his 3rd outing. First pitch swing for Colin Burgess, bounced up the middle. Nice snare by Polanco, and he fires to first, 2 up, 2 down. This is what Lesko was looking to do, a very quick start for him. trying to grab back-to-back scoreless outings after he allowed 3 walks and a run in his season debut with the Dogs back on July 31st. Joe Olszewski 1 for 3, but he has scored a season-high 3 runs. Fastball inside 1-0. Command has always been a bit of a question for Lesko, but there is a ton of arm talent for the former first-rounder, and he's still just 21. Olszewski ahead 1-0, and the fastball finds the knees to even the count. Not a soul up in Augusta's bullpen. Mejia's looking to finish off this game, and if he does, despite the lopsided score, he would still get the save. It would be his third. 2 balls and a strike on Olszewski. Joe has reached each of his last 3 chances. Trying to make it a multi-hit day. Green Jackets 14 runs on 12 hits. High fastball, ball 3. Green Jackets have also drawn 4 walks, 3 hit by pitches, and have taken advantage of 4 Charleston errors. Just about everything that could go right for the Green Jackets has done so. Hard hit by Olszewski right to the shortstop Palma, and he will make the play to end Lesko's 1-2-3 frame. Joe got that one on the screws, but ends up with nothing to show for it. We head on to the 9th. Mejia looking to finish off this lopsided W. Charleston got the 7-0 win yesterday. The Green Jackets have more than earned their shot back here in Game 2 of the series. Augusta leading by a dozen, 14-2 your score as we head to the top of the 9th. We appreciate you sticking around with us deep into the evening hours here in North Augusta. Once again, I'm Noah Adcock-Howeth. Another 7:05 start both tomorrow and Friday. Tomorrow, Ryan Andrade taking the ball against Kendi Richard. Saturday, 6:05, and Sunday, a 5:05 finale. Fireworks on deck Friday and Saturday night. And the Green Jackets, plenty of fireworks of their own offensively this evening. Luis Guanipa, the solo home run, an extra base hit as well for Eric Hartman. Everything else, just slowly moving the line forward. Samuel Mejia, 3 scoreless innings of relief, and he starts off Jeter Garcia with a called strike. 0-1 to the backstop. Is skied out to right field. Luis Guanipa with an opportunity. Under the night sky, he makes a 2-handed catch, 1 away. Mejia has retired 6 straight, and he has not allowed a hit since the first batter that he faced. Narciso Polanco greeted him with a single in the 6th inning. One runner has reached on a walk, 1 on an error, but no hits against Mejia. Jose Contreras 0 for 2, and he tips the first pitch into the mitt, strike 1. Jose Perez on deck. Green Jackets looking for their biggest win of the year. Flown out to right field, Hartman chasing over, but it falls in front of Guanipa. Found some grass. There's the first hit since the 6th. And Contreras is on for the 2nd time. 14 runs for the Green Jackets is the most runs they've scored in a game this year. And it will be, unless Charleston puts up at least 4 this inning, the largest margin of victory of 2025 for the Green Jackets. Fastball inside to Jose Perez, 1-0. Charleston will not set that mark negatively for themselves because of the 19-1 loss last weekend. Perez takes the fastball high. He has struck out in all 3 chances at bat today. Looking to put something in play for the first time. Nobody holding on Contreras in a 12-run game. Perez powers the fastball out of the stadium, 2-1. Charleston as many hits tonight as they have errors. Both of those numbers twice as much as the run column. Green Jackets just hoping they saved something for tomorrow. Fastball inside, ball 3. Mejia has walked 1 batter. But with nobody up in the pen, Sammy well on his way to his third save of the year. Just trying to keep it scoreless, at least on his own line. 3-1 on the ground to the right side. Olsavsky snares it, flips to first, and gets the lead runner. Nice running stop by Joe O. And Miller picks up the short hop for the second out of the inning. Perez reaches on the fielder's choice, but he is 0 for 4. Charleston down to their final out, and it's Xavier Guillen who stands in the way. Guillen 0 for 3, reached on an error last time up. Second chance against Mejia. First pitch fastball called strike one. Augusta with the win will move back above 500 in the second half to 19-18 and be 5 games above 500 in the year as a whole. Fastball fouled wide of first, and now Guillen's down to his final strike. Green Jackets took the lead in the second, Guanipa's first single-A home run, and since then there has been no looking back for Augusta. 0-2. Off speed is a little bit high, and the at-bat continues for Guillen. 14 runs, 12 hits, 7 free passes, and 4 errors to go with it. A complete domination for Augusta. Here comes the 1-2. Inside, nearly got a piece of Guillen. Don't often see a save in a 12-run game, but that's what Mejia is on the precipice of. Caminiti waiting for win number 1 to become official. Hopefully the first of many as a pro for him. Cam will have to wait a little bit longer as Mejia steps off. Caminiti 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, and tied a career high with 8 Ks. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Down goes Guillen, and that is the ball game. The Green Jackets completely quash the Charleston River Dogs and grab a 14-2 W to even the series. Out hit Charleston 12-4. And the Green Jackets, their largest win of the season, goes into the books in style. Something to smile about up and down the lineup. And the Green Jackets continue to play well here at home. Augusta has now won 9 of their last 13 games at SRP Park, buoyed by phenomenal starting pitching, and Caminiti turned in another great performance. Although his scoreless streak comes to a stop at 14 innings, he still gets win number 1 as he went 5+ innings with 2 runs and 8 Ks. Caminiti now 1-1, and that is win number 1 as a pro. The loss will go to Jose Urbina. Urbina's first loss since opening week. He's 7-2. The league's most dominant starter could not evade some rough defense behind him and got sallied with the loss. 4 1/3, 7 hits, 6 runs, and 3 earned runs. Luis Guanipa got the solo homer, and that ended up being the biggest piece of the ball game, as that was a lead Augusta would never relinquish. Not only does Caminiti get his first win as a pro, but manager Brad Stoll, interim manager, after a 25-year career coaching at Lawrence High School in Kansas, he has his first win as a professional manager. And he's standing by with our on-field host, David. We'll send it down for the Premier Network's It Guy of the Game interview with Brad Stoll here in just a moment. They're getting squared away, so we'll line it up one last time. 2 runs, 4 hits, and 4 errors for Charleston with 7 left on base. 14 runs, 12 hits, and 2 errors with 7 left on for Augusta. Green Jackets get the W, and they do so in 2 hours and 36 minutes. We will now send it down field side with Brad Stoll.
Coach, you got your first professional win in baseball tonight. How does that